Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We'll begin with the Bhagavad Gita Jnana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Tala Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vitraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Hari Om. Let us sing for a moment. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
All right. So, thank you very much for that warm welcome and hearty welcome to everybody on our 97th night of Bhagavad Gita Satsang. consecutive, all across Guyana. And last time we were here in Mahaika, it must have been chapter, well, you might remember what chapter we were on, but it might not even been in the teens. Now we have reached chapter 18, the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And coming down to the end now, in this chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is giving summary of the whole Gita to Arjuna. He's also taking up a few topics here and there that he hinted at. He's giving more elaboration, right? And we reach a section here at verse 20 where Bhagavan is going into Vedanta. Vedanta is the philosophical portion of your Sanatana Dharma. Vedanta means the anta of the Veda. Veda word you know. Our Sanatana Dharma comes from the source text of the Veda. The source text is the Veda. You've heard that before? Vedas? Yes. Anta just means end. So the end of the Vedas is that portion which gives the real meaning and purpose and the fruition for all the other things that were happening and taught in the Vedas. So all the puja that we do, all the worship that we do, all the reflection, all the seva, all of it, it finally results in knowledge. It's supposed to result in knowledge, and that knowledge is contained in the end portion of the Vedas, Vedanta. Just like, you know, when you make cassava pone, the end part is what we're interested in. All that work to grate the pone and mix it and put it in the oven and all that is for what? The best part is the end piece there, you know? That's called pon anta. Anta means end. Pon anta. So now you're learning about Veda anta, the end portion of the Veda, and that part is the sweetest, the best, that is give all the most fulfillment, like that. That Vedanta is all about you. The topic in Vedanta is you, not your neighbor, and not this world. The topic is you. And what we find is Bhagavan is helping us to understand more about ourselves, things that we usually do not see. So, the other word we use when you understand what Vedanta really has to teach and you absorb it and you see the world that way, what we say, that person has gotten mukti. To understand Vedanta really means to get mukti. Mukti means freedom. That means you have nothing to do again. You've reached the goal. Right? You've reached when you get mukti. So the knowledge that we get here is not any simple, ordinary knowledge. Right? Like that. So, put in ordinary language, what we're trying to do in spirituality, in the study of scriptures, in puja, in the study of Vedanta, what we're trying to do is upgrade ourselves. That's what all of this is for. The whole temple, the seva, the puja. Finally, by helping the world, by worshipping God, by singing His praises, by studying scriptures, what we get is we upgrade ourselves. Upgrade, you know, right? You can upgrade your food. You can upgrade your house. You can upgrade your car. You can upgrade your dress, how you look. You can upgrade your watch. You can upgrade so many things. Now we're interested in upgrading ourselves. Now how is that done? Well, if you're going to improve yourself, obviously you can improve your body. But really, the improvement is to be done in the mind. All improvement in each person has to be done in the mind. Right? Some people born with a selfish mind and they die with a selfish mind, and even though they might have improved everything around them, they cry just like when they were born. And when they die, they're just as frightened as any little child. So in the mind, they didn't really change. Now, how do you upgrade your mind? How is Vedanta going to upgrade our mind? Right? First, you have to see. It's going to upgrade it so well that finally you're going to go beyond it. If you can hear that again. You're going to improve yourself so much that you're going to go beyond your mind. Go beyond my mind? What does that mean? Or put in other words, going to remove your ego. Remove my ego? What does that mean? So, there's a great example given by Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the guru of Puja Swami Vivekananda ji. It can be understood like this. Just like, imagine, a little salt doll, a little figurine made of salt. He walks over to the seawall and he looks at the ocean and he says, Mr. Ocean, you have plenty salt in you. I want to know how deep you are. I want to know how deep you are. So I'm going to jump in and try and find out how deep you are. So he jumps in the ocean and he's swimming and he's going deeper and deeper and deeper. What will happen? The more the salt doll swims in the ocean, the more he dissolves. Correct? Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve until he becomes one with the ocean. You can't find he again once you throw he in the ocean and he swims enough. You can't find. Is he gone? Well, no, he's there. But he's now part of the ocean. He's there, but you can't. Irretrievable. You can't get him back, but he's there. He's become one with the ocean. So now, does the salt doll know the depth of the ocean? Well, he's one with the ocean, so he does. Does the ocean know its own depth? Like that. Yeah, he's part of the ocean, but he doesn't exist anymore. If he wants to go down to the bottom of the ocean, he has to give up his smallness. Kind of like that. So, by studying Vedanta, we remove our ego. Now, another thing about the mind. These are very important things that maybe we don't necessarily think about all the time. Did you know that, really speaking, I was with Swamiji when he had gone on Pool Kumari's show. Pool Kumari has a nice radio show. You might have heard it, right? So she had brought Swamiji on to talk and tell people a little bit about spirituality, that this 108 nights is going on and that kind of thing. And she asked Swamiji to summarize spirituality for everybody listening. And Swamiji gave this wonderful idea. Did you know that you really don't ever meet anybody else in this world except your own mind? Have you thought about it? Like when I'm looking at you right now, you think I'm looking at you, but you are showing up to me in my mind. Then I'm seeing you. So I'm only seeing you in my mind. I'm not really seeing you there. Have you ever thought about it? That the light bounces off you as the light is bouncing off me now. Then it falls on your eyes like you are falling on my eyes. And then my eyes take that perception and it goes to my brain and I see an image where? In my? So am I seeing you or am I seeing the image in my mind? Which one? I see the image in my mind. Now that's true about every experience. So really speaking, I never deal with you. I only have to deal with my mind. Amazing thing. So that's why they say, conquer the mind, you conquer the world. Because finally, really, for us, if we can change our upgrade, improve our mind, well, we can change our whole life. Amazing fact. So, like when you look in the mirror at yourself, think now carefully. Are you seeing yourself as you are? We don't see ourselves. We have an opinion of ourselves. And that changes what we see. I looking good today. I looking swanky and nice. Or I looking, is this mirror correct? Because I know I'm not that big. This mirror must have changed overnight because how can I get this big? So you have so many opinions about yourself. But that's not there in you, that's in your mind. And we can get so confused. One drunk man was looking at himself in the mirror. Drunk man looking at himself in the mirror. And the mirror had a red mark on it. And he said, oh my God, I have a cut. So he went and he looked for a bandage. And you know where he put the bandage? He put the magnet on the mirror. But there you go, there you go. You should feel better. Oh, he said, yeah, it feel nice, it feel nice. So not only is he seeing it in his mind, he's confused about who and where and everything. That's actually very similar to our situation. Okay, now Bhagavan is helping us clarify things in the mind. And the best, highest way to conquer the mind is to find something beyond the mind and send the mind in that direction. You know this in ordinary life. You can spend your time thinking about, if you're children, thinking about Fortnite and different avatars and different skins and different weapons. You can spend your time thinking about that. You can spend days, children just spend years of their life thinking about that, right? And then what will you get at the end? Nothing. That's not useful for anything. That's not useful for anything. Or if you spend yourself time thinking about something more productive, like how to play dholak. As a child spends just as much time on that. What do they get at the end of that? Well, now they have something useful they can do with their hands now. Or suppose they spend all that time thinking about Bhagavan. What they will get? Same time, same mind, same child, but you get different results, correct? So the best way to master this mind is to send it in a high direction. And there's something in this world beyond the mind, and you can send the mind in that direction. Did you know? Oh, what is that? So Vedanta is now talking about that thing, which is so beyond and so wonderful and so high and so sublime. So if you want to put a name on that, Vedanta says that thing is called the changeless thing. And everywhere you look, there's something that is changing and there's something that is changeless. We don't usually think about it, we don't usually see it, but it is there. Changeless and changing, right? Just see now, everywhere, if you look, everywhere is a mixture of these two things. What two things? One thing that is changeless, means it doesn't change, it doesn't move, it doesn't do anything. And something that is changing, constantly moving, constantly doing something. Everything has a mixture of both. See this fan? It is a moving thing. That's what we see, right? The actual fan is spinning all the time, right? Okay. Then light. The light bulb, if you leave it for 10 years, it'll work? No, it'll rust and corrode, right? So it is changing. Although it's changing slowly, correct? Then this sound box, you leave it for 10 years, it'll work just like new? No, you got to get a next one. So it's also changing. Then you take you. Are you changing? Well, if you take a picture of yourself 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, and you look. Actually, you could do that. People just do that. Say, here is my class picture from when I was small. My class picture. Tell now, which one is me? Tell which one is me. That means to say, people can't recognize how much you have changed. They can't tell who's who, where you came from, and how you changed into that. So we are changing. That is the point. And our mind is changing, and we're doing things, all that. But did you know, in all of these things, there's also something that's changeless. Like in the fan, and the light bulb, and the sound system. What is the changeless thing? The electricity. It's very interesting. Does electricity spin? No. Electricity don't spin. But somehow when you plug the fan, you connect or bring in close proximity fan and electricity. Then the fan can spin. Does electricity, is it bright? No. But when you connect that dull, inert bulb to electricity, it becomes bright. Is electricity loud? No. But when you plug in the sound system to it, it can make sound. So, unless you have the presence of the invisible, unmoving electricity, you can get all this moving and sound and light and all of that. See this other thing. The sun shines there. Its job is to do nothing but to shine. But in its presence, in the morning time, how much things just move and change. The birds get up, and the plants move, and the flowers blossom, and everything happens in its presence. Does he have to say, okay, dun da da da, I'm coming now. Birds, you start on cue. Okay, now you do this thing. And no, just in his presence, things start to happen. And different things happen. Like all the wicked people, they just go sleep in the morning time. And all the good people just get up. So in the presence of electricity, you can have fan, light, sound, you can have cold, AC could be running, or you could have heat, you could have the iron running. So you could have hot, so electricity is hot or cold. But when you plug in, you can get heat, you can get cold. In the same way, in the exact same way, in you and I right now, there is also a changeless factor, not changing, always there. In its presence, our body can move, our mind can think, our digestion can happen, our circulation can happen. Just like in the presence of one invisible electricity, things can happen. In the same way, so there's a changeless aspect to you. To send your mind in that direction, like we were just starting to do, to send your mind in that direction is the best thing you can do in life. But the mind not interested, or not capable, not prepared, and all that kind of thing. So, the rishis say, they know because they sent their mind in that direction and they reached unending joy. So they tell others, this is how to get it. This is where it is. It's not anywhere else. So then we say, okay, I believe you, O rishis. I believe you, O Krishna. That is good for me to send my mind in that direction. Right? But my mind doesn't want to go in that direction. I want to watch TV or whatever. Right? So what we have is a big whole round of spirituality to help us. Right? But finally, the way beyond the mind is through the mind. There's no shortcut. So if the mind is being stubborn, well, then you have to tame him. If the mind is being angry, well, you have to make him contented. You have to get that mind to be a certain way if you're going to send him in a certain direction. The way beyond the mind is through. There's no shortcut. The way beyond the mind is through. So now Bhagavan, what he's going to do for us, he's going to say, let's spend some time studying this changing part of our personality. And I'll tell you about different versions that are there in this world. 3 types. And in doing that, 2 things will happen. One, you and I will learn how to make our mind so that we can use it for something, the most productive thing. And the second thing that will happen is we won't mix up the changing and the changeless anymore. That is exactly what is going on. Now, one last thing I want to tell you about this. Very practical thing. The other way we can put this whole thing that I just said, working on the mind, upgrading the self inside, you can put it this way. We are given options for standard of living improvement. You know that? You know what is standard of living? Yeah, everybody's attention is, I'm competing for everybody's attention. Let us sing a little bit. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Everyone.
Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam What has happened is we have gone away from this understanding of how important it is to upgrade our mind, to make it more spiritual. We forgot in life, it got left behind. And what happens now is Sanatanis, Hindu people, tell their children, without knowing it, they tell their children the same thing that Dhritarashtra would have told the Kauravas. The same thing that American parents tell American children. An American dream. What is that? Beta, in this life, if you do one thing only, if you accomplish one thing only, you'll be good. This you must do. You must upgrade your standard of living. That is what it means to be alive. It means when I get up in the morning, I had to, go out and do chores and milk the cow and feed the hens and all that before I go to school. But I work in my whole life so that when you get up, you don't have to do anything like that. You can just roll out of bed and you have a attached bathroom, you walk right into the bathroom. Because that's all that's important. Your standard of living should go up. You shouldn't have to go cut black sage and brush your teeth. You should have an electric toothbrush and you just touch and it just clean. You don't have to do nothing. That means life has gone better now. I used to have to walk and ride my bicycle. You should have 4x4. What 4? You should have 8x8. Means that is what you have to do in life. Upgrade your standard of living. In Canada, the cars now, like when you get in the car here, it's hot. In the middle of the day, if you get in the car, it's really hot, right? So what is the new thing? Over there, when you get in the car is cool, really cool. Like if you hold the steering wheel in the middle of winter, your fingers will freeze, like freezing, right? But here it's hot. So what they have? Heated steering wheel. Heated means my skin shouldn't touch anything cold. What, this is a first world country or what? When I enter the car, it should be exactly the temperature I want. And you can set it down to the half degree. You want 21.1, 21.15, 21.2, and you can, your seat and the next person's seat could be slightly different also. No, I like 22.5 degrees Celsius. So he set his seat for that. No, I like a little cool. So if you don't have that, well, you didn't make it in life. The thing in life to do is to upgrade your standard of living. Okay? How it could be that we still don't have regular power and all that. Go to Canada, go to America and get higher standard of living. Beta, that is the thing. Then you've reached. Otherwise, why am I living and sacrificing for? So that is the message that has been passed down. That is the exact same message that the Kauravas heard. Why are they fighting the battle with Arjuna? So they can improve their standard of living. It's same, correct or not? But what the ancients used to say to their children, "Oh Rishi Putra, oh children of the Rishis, if there's one thing you do in life, you must increase your standard of life, not living." Standard of life means what? There's a difference. There's a big difference. See, if you improve your standard of living, there are many people now. Let me tell you, the modern things have changed a lot. What the elder people here, the seniors and the adults, what you think is improvement in standard of living, the next generation doesn't think is good. So you might think a nice house and a steady job and a nice 4x4 or whatever, that you've improved your life. They don't care about that, Life has really become better if they're more known on social media. That is an improvement in standard. What does it mean to say? It means many children have the dream, I should be an influencer. I should be Guyana's #1 under 15-year-old influencer. When I go online and talk, thousands upon thousands of people from all over the world, they just see my video and they give me thumbs up. And I influence things. So people calling me on the phone, oh, can you please advertise my business, and can you please rate my product, and you like that. And now have influence. Now, if you're an older person, you think that is the silliest, most meaningless thing. But I tell you, that is more important than getting house and car and all that for the next generation. Things have changed. Right? So that's what they have in their mind. I want to be an influencer. Now, imagine you get that, and you're well known. And parents are also very proud. They speak to me, well, my child not doing so well in school. But 100,000 people just listen when he talk online. So he's good, and I good as a parent. And we listen to them tell us that. So, think now. Okay, fine. I mean, that is a great thing. When you talk, 100,000 people listen. That is a great, you've improved. You've upgraded your standard of living. You have more connections. People want to talk to you, getting money from that. And great. But what does that do for your standard of life? Tell me. Standard of life means what? The quality of your life. Standard of living means quantity. Quantitative improvement. The number of things you have. The number of nice things you have. If you have one car in the family, that's okay. But if you have two, increase standard of living. One for each person, even more standard of living. One to just go out on Sundays for a drive, we have one type of car. And to go in the back down, we have a different type of car. There's another higher standard of living. And we don't park the car outside, we have a nice shed. No, that shed is enclosed, we have a garage. All kind of things, improve. So, great. Now you're far ahead online, and people just listen to you and all that kind of thing. What is standard quality of life now? See, there's some things standard of living cannot buy. You cannot improve your standard of living in any such way to get more real, genuine, loyal friends, for instance. You could do anything to get more loyal friends? No. If you are a kind, loyal, selfless person, then you might find another such person, and then you guys become friends. That's a qualitative change in your life. Correct or not? And really speaking, you find people who are great influencers online, and they don't have a single friend. A real, true friend. It's a pandemic. Means there's nobody to tell them, what influencer? I think you're more like influenza, not influencer. Because you just want to go viral. And you're just speaking nonsense. So they have nobody to say, what you know, you only use your mouth. Why don't you do something with your hand? Nobody to talk to them and give them, put them on the right path. And nobody in their life. And this is just a little example about I become more important versus I have valuable friendships. But you have to see everything. I have nicer food, but some people don't. They have indigestion, or they wake up with acid reflux. Wake up with acid reflux first thing in the morning. You can't eat your nice food anymore. So you can't do anything to your standard of living to keep the body healthy. That is something to do with the quality of your life. You can improve your bed and your room and your AC and all that, but if you have insomnia and you can't sleep at night, I'm sure here in Mahika nobody has that problem. But you just have to drive to town and they can't sleep. That Sheriff Street is busy all night. They can't sleep at night time. The feet want to move. So they might have the nicest home and the nicest AC and the nicest outlook over top the seawall and all that. But at night time, their mind can't rest. That has to do with quality of life. You see that? So when we improve our mind, we improve the quality of our life. And there's nothing more valuable than that. So now Bhagavan is going to say what he says there in the verse we saw last time. Jnanam karma cha karta cha. I'm going to tell you, Shrinu Tani api yathavat. Listen to me, O Arjuna. I'm going to tell you about these three things in that order. What is that? I'm going to tell you about vision, I'm going to tell you about action, and I'm going to tell you about the doer. I'm going to tell you about yourself. And in talking about that, you'll know how to improve your mind. Let us chant this verse here. Verse number 20. 21. We'll chant 20 and 21 of chapter 18. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
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 Sarvabhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayam ikshate.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Priktatvena tu tajnanam jnana bhavan pritak vidhan.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Priti sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam vidhi rajasam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Okay. Now, Bhagavan's going to tell about what he called as jnanam, and jnanam there means vision. Usually jnanam means knowledge or consciousness. Here in chapter 18, jnanam means vision. And the idea is like this. According to your outlook on life, and you have one, don't think you don't have one. Everybody has some idea about life. According to that, your whole personality will be prompted to do different things. So, why is it, see, Nelson Mandela was caught and put in jail. You may or may not know the story. He was a freedom fighter. When he came out, and he studied Bhagavad Gita there, in jail, among other texts. And when he came out, he was fit to lead a country that had just gone through apartheid. So he went in one type of person, went through real struggle and reflection and all listening to great scriptures, and he came out a different type of person. He changed. Mahatma Gandhi in South Africa, when he was a lawyer, he was one type of person. And he himself accounts, when afterwards, he became Mahatma Gandhi. And on the other side also, when Hitler was there, you may study in school and all that, young boys like all the boys here, they listened to him talk, and they became radicalized, such that they grabbed weapons and they ready to kill. So they also changed their behavior, their response and all that. How it all happened? Because their view of life changed. When your view of life changes, everything in your life changes. One man had a cow who would only eat green grass. But it so happened that in his pasture, he had mostly that dry grass. And he couldn't find a solution for this cow. And he couldn't afford to go get green grass every day. What he did, he gave him a pair of green sunglasses. He put on those greens, and everywhere he looked, now the grass green. So he didn't too bad. His vision changed, so his action changed. Like that. So, your quality of life will go up if your vision changes. Like that. This is what Bhagavan is saying. Right? Most people have the vision of what? What is life? I was just telling. Life is meant to increase the standard of living only. Life is meant to eat, drink and be merry. That's all there is in life. Like that. Some people say, no. Life is not about eat, drink and be merry. You must have some ambition now. Something you want to achieve. Then only you're really feel like you're alive. So people have different vision or not? You also have one. Don't think you don't have. You have to have. And where did you get it? Well, you would have picked it up a little bit at satsang, a little bit from your parents, a little bit from whatever you watch, whatever movies you like and all that. You would have made some vision in your mind. And we don't know what it is until you meet some problem in life. When you meet some great problem in life, then what happens? Then your vision comes out. We'll take a moment to recognize our Bankam ji who has just come here. Thank you so much, Acharya ji. So nice to have you to be in your presence. I don't understand what you're saying. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna 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 Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Right. So here now, in these two verse 20 and 21, Bhagavan lists a noble type of vision, a great type of vision, and a mediocre type of vision. What is called sattvic and rajasic. We see these two first. And last will come tamasic, dull, ignoble. So the best type of vision, the sattvic vision of life, will be the one that will yield to you happiness. It will bring joy. It will give you the ability to use whatever happens in life for your own upliftment. Whereas the Rajasic vision, that thing causes division. There were 3 men building a temple. 3 men building a temple. And it was such an important temple that they had the reporters from the top TV station come there that one day. And the first man that the reporter interviewed, she asked, "So what are you doing here, sir?" And the man said, "What do you mean, what am I doing here? A slaving? I'm a bricklayer, what do you think?" So she said, oh, is that right? Okay, sorry. She feel bad to even ask you. So she went down the line, she found the next man. Right? "Sir, what are you doing?" He said, "This is my job. I come here, I work hard, I take home money from my family so they can go to school and all that. I'm working my job here for my family so they can have a better life." Oh, she said, "Oh, is that right? Okay, wonderful." Then she went to a third man. Same, they're all doing the same job. "Sir, what are you doing here today?" He said, "You can't see? I'm building a house for God, man. I have come here to build a house for God." Now, you can already have an idea what their own mind's experience of life is, depending on their outlook. One wearing tamasic glasses, one wearing rajasic glasses, and one wearing sattvic glasses. This is the power of vision. Right, like that. Okay, so now Bhagavan describes for us. Tat jnanam vidhi sattvikam. You please know, Arjuna, what I'm going to describe to you now, this is the best type of vision, the noble type, the one that gives joy and spiritual evolution. That knowledge, that thinking, that understanding by which, in the light of which, ikshate, a person sees, sarvabhuteshu, in all beings, a person sees something. What is that? Ekam bhavam avyayam. That person sees one existence, which is imperishable, undecaying. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu. Even though physically, with his fleshy eyes, when he looks around, he does see all the different things. For instance, all of us sitting here, there's space in between us. We're not connected. One talking, one listening. Though that is all vibhaktam. Variety is there, broken up. Avibhaktam, in that he sees something common. He sees that. Really? Like that? He knows that. Remember I was telling earlier about the unchanging part and the changing part? That is like someone who, you and I might look at the fan, but the electrician will come and he'll recognize, oh, there's electricity and there's 110, and he can recognize the unseen thing. Like that. You see what I mean? So the wise person can look at the changing world and see more clearly that there's something unbroken, undivisible, and unaffected in and through everything. Like that. The Rishis give so many examples to help us understand this vision of that person. Imagine we take some clay, a big, huge heaping amount of clay, and we break it in half. And with half we make Ram Parivar. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Sita, Hanumanji, the whole Parivar. And then on the other side you make Ravana Parivar. So you have Ravana, Shurpanaka. Well, I don't know if you want to make Kumbhakarna. That will use up all the clay if you make he. Right? So you just make he foot because he's so big and he'll use up all the clay. So like that, you make, now you put the two of them side by side. And you leave them in the mandir. And suppose you do a really good job, and then now everybody from the mandir comes. What do you think they'll do when they see a huge, nice, beautiful Ram Parivar? They'll bow and offer flowers and maybe put mala and chandan. And what will they do when you see a life-size version of Ravana and Shurpanaka? This don't belong in the mandir? He'll say, Right? So to us, when we look at it, we have separate, different things. One is divine and one is terrible. But they're both made from the same set of clay or not? Yes. And when you make it into Ram, does it become divine clay? No, it is the same clay. And when you make it into Ravana, does it become unholy clay? No, the clay is the same. They come from the same source. In the same way, when the rishis and the people with this sattvic view look at the world, they can see very clearly, though we have good and bad, big and small, the whole thing is made up of one. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Bhagavan is this whole thing. Mai Sarvamidam Protam. This whole universe is woven out of me, Bhagavan says. Like that. Oh, so they see, what is put in English simple language, they see, maybe you want to say, unity in diversity. But it's more than that. University in diversity is like, not university, unity in diversity is like United States of America. We have different states, but we're all united. Or European Union, we have different countries, we're all united. Not like that. They see one thing with an apparent diversity, like one clay looking like Aram and Ravana. That's how they see. So you might say, nah, this is too high for me. I can't send my mind to see oneness. But you can. Bhagavan Ram tells, Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells, everybody tells, you've been given the mind for that purpose. It has meant to be sent in that direction. And one guru and shishya were having this exact same conversation in the past. And then the shishya was thinking, no, I can't think that. That's beyond me. And the guru said, okay, fine. Maybe you can't think that, but think a little bit with me now. Yes, Guruji, I'm here for that only. Okay, let's think together. In this world, or in this Guyana, for instance, you have how many types of human beings you have? You have African-sourced human beings, you have Indian-sourced human beings, so many different types of human beings are there, correct? Correct or not? Right. European-sourced human beings. But forget about that for a moment. Can you not see your oneness with all the human beings? Means, put aside the fact that you might have different style hair and different color skin and height and weight. Just think for a moment, we're all human beings first. As opposed to, we're not cows, we're not dogs, we're not birds, we're all human beings. Can you do that with your mind? So the shishya said, yeah. I can appreciate that we're all one, we're all human beings. From that point of view, we're not different at all. Can you think that for a moment? Look out and say, oh, everybody's same as me. We're one species. So the shishya said, yeah, I can see that, Guruji. Okay, good, he said. And take a next moment now and think a little bit with me. You're a living being, I'm a living being. The bird is also a living being. Right. Can you see that you and the bird are the same because you're both living beings? Means you're not like a rock. I mean, your body is a little different than his body, but you're both alive. You both have some kind of mind. You both have some kind of digestion. You're both breathing. You're both mammals. Can you see? You're just one type of species and they're another type of species, but basically you're both living beings. Same. Can you see that? Put aside the shape of your body for a moment and recognize I'm a living being and you're a living being and we are same. Oh, bird? Yeah, I can think like that. I could look at the world like that. Good, he said. Very good. Now, go one idea a little bit more now. Can you see that this rock over here is existing? Yes. And you are also existing? You're there. You're present. Yes. And he said, from that level also you are same. We're both existence. It's just, in this little part, you have a mind and so you're alive. And there, no mind. But you're both existing. At that point, the student says, Guruji, did you just call me a rock? Did you just call me a rock? He said, no, you're missing the point. But like this, the rishis study the world, and they feel their oneness with all beings. The differences become less and less material, important, like that. And that existence, when you get down to that level of the universe, it is imperishable. It doesn't die, it doesn't go away, it doesn't become small, it doesn't get old, nothing. It is fresh and pure all the time, like that. If somebody, and that's a big if somebody thinks about life long enough from that point of view, you know what the impact is, what the result is? The result is they have love. They have love for everybody. That is the result. Okay. Now, let us see a little bit about the next one, and then we'll come back to this. Then you can compare and contrast. But I want you to get this one, please, one point. The sattvic vision, the highest vision of life, is when you find common ground with other beings. When you do that, love is easy. You know very well. If you feel like this is my mandir, and we are having satsang, it's much easier to go out and do some seva than if you feel like that is their mandir. Then you don't feel as motivated to go do any seva, correct? So when there is no oneness, when that thing is different and alien from me, then I can't find it in me to go out and express some seva. Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda ji nicely said, you can serve somebody without love, but you can never love somebody and not serve them. It means to say that when I feel close to somebody, the natural expression of love is, I want to do something for you. I want to do something for you because I feel closeness. And as soon as you bring separation and difference, it becomes hard to serve. So the thing that makes a wise person stand out, somebody who understands things stand out, is they just feel to serve the world. And you have to see our great Swamijis and all that. I mean, day and night, non-stop, ready to sacrifice the whole life in the service of others. Like that. This is the idea. Okay, then what did we chant there? If that is the highest vision, what is Rajasic? What is mediocre vision? That person is a Taj Jnanam Vidhi Rajasam. You please know, Arjuna, this type of vision is mediocre. That type of idea which makes you feel that everything in this world is distinct, separate, unconnected. There's no relationship between me and you. I am over here, you're over there. You're of that country, I am of this country. You're of that religion, I am of this religion. You're of that culture, I am of this culture. You're of that gender, I am of this gender. You're of that level of society, I am of this level of society. I have this much money, you have that much money. That kind of mind which looks out at the world and sees the difference. That's Rajasic. And it makes the mind passionate and competitive and all that type of thing. So let us think about that. In Canada, which is one country, there is a division of 2 languages. Guyana has how many national languages? 1 or 2 or 3? 1 language. Many countries have 2 national languages. Like in America, it's English and Spanish. In Canada, it is English and French. Now, based on that physical division, there has come an emotional, psychological division. And there is a separatist party in Canada. And their identity is what? Well, we want to separate from Canada and have our own land because we're different. We speak a different language. Many times countries draw boundaries for practical reasons. Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, like that. And then based on the practical division, people start getting an emotional division. That's why many families still stay together in the home. They don't give so-and-so their room and so-and-so their room and so-and-so their room. What they know, once they do that, and you start saying, well, this is my room, Mom and Dad, and you cannot enter. How dare you invade my privacy? That practical division that we created creates an emotional division. It happens or not? You know very well, once you divide up the land and this brother gets that land, and that brother gets that land, and the sister gets that land, what happens? When you all used to live in one house, and there wasn't any rooms also, you used to be together like anything. But as soon as you create division, and you have a mind that is rajasic, who sees differences, then comes all kind of problem. Correct or not? So Bhagavan is speaking, if you want to know how to make yourself into rajasic, look at people as difference. Compare and contrast. That's why we tell children, when you're going to school, and you have to fight and compete and get graded all the time. Grade, 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 exam, exam, exam. How are you going to keep a sattvic vision? The way is like this. When you have to compare, you only compare this grade versus my last grade. You compare against yourself only. You don't ever look at the other fella. Oh, he did so well or he did so poorly. Your competition is against your self only. In that way, the competition will be fine. Right. Like, and among Guyanese it happens also. I am Indo-Guyanese, you know. I'm not Indian. I heard people saying, I'm not Indian. People who leave Guyana and they're holding on to the Guyanese identity, they have a problem being Indian. If they go to a temple that is not West Indian, they feel out of place. Why? Because they can't fit themselves into the big picture. Why? Because of a practical thing. Well, my ancestors just stopped along the way. Before I ended up in US, I stopped along the way, and so now I no longer Indian. Rajasic thinking. East versus West and all that. West Coast versus East Coast and all that kind of thing. Right? When this type of thing happens, then you get strong likes and dislikes, you get inferiority and superiority and all that. And the superior people feel like they should rule. All kind of difference. Any kind of difference that you make more important than seeing the commonality. Like, let me give you one. This is a good one. I'm right and you are wrong. And if I take that too seriously as the thing that defines me and defines you, well then that gives me the right to remove you. Once you feel someone is wrong, how you just treat them. And the bigger the position, the bigger the problem. This politician is wrong. So he doesn't deserve the mic. He doesn't deserve to exist. He should be removed from the political landscape. This pundit is wrong. And because he's wrong, he deserves to be removed from Panditai, period. He shouldn't exist anymore. Because I get so caught up with the division. I don't see the fact that we're both on the side of Sanatana Dharma. I forget that. And I see division. And it happened everywhere. Little children are doing it. Big people are doing it. Brothers and sisters. It's not on anybody. This is just Rajasic vision. We are different. Now, one lady said to another lady, right? You just ever wake up grumpy in the morning? She asking her friend. You ever just wake up grumpy in the morning? She said, nah man, I just let you sleep. She said, oh, next day she asked again. Something else she asked. You ever find your husband is pleased? You find a way to please your husband? She responded again, no, I never find. Up to now you didn't find? No, I never tried. I never tried to please you, so I don't know what does please he and don't please he and all that. Because if you have a Rajasic vision, it's very hard to please. It means I only like it this way, and I only think this is right, and I only think like that. So you want to live like that? You want to have a life like that? Then if you do, keep comparing. Take seriously your differences in life. This is what Bhagavan is saying. That loots away all the joy and happiness. Now, I'll give you a little bit about the practical. I'll give you something a little bit about the practical things in life. How is this? In one line, if you have to summarize this, Guruji Swami Tejomayananda Ji puts it like this. The advice from Shri Krishna is to view life as a whole and to live a whole life. That is the advice. What is that? One line. View life as a whole. View your life as one unit and live it as one whole. View life as a whole and live a whole life. So I was thinking, well, how will this play out in normal life circumstances? See, the children in the home, suppose mom says, okay, go clean your room. Suppose you have a room. Go clean your room. No, let me clean the house today. Let me clean the house. So what does the child do? He goes to his room, he picks up all his stuff, and he stuffs it in the wardrobe, and he closes it and he locks it. Now my room clean. He feels nice about that, right? Now for him, it's done. Or what he'll do if he don't have a wardrobe, he pick up everything, put it in a bag, and take it out and put it somewhere in the bottom house or in the garage, and the place clean now. Finish. But for the mom in the house, does she feel like the place clean? You just move the mess from one place to the other place. The place is just as, like if the whole house clean but the fridge is messy. Does she feel the house clean? Or the cupboards, they haven't been clean for a while? Because when it comes to Diwali time, clean means you clean the whole house, then only the place clean. Correct? In the child's mind, this is my room. So when it's clean, it's clean. But in the mother's mind, she thinks about the whole house. So if the child has to keep the house clean, he'll move his stuff to the corner. If the mother has to keep the house clean, how does she think? Look, we don't need anything more in this house, eh? The less we have, the more the whole place can be clean. So her whole view is different. You see that? In the same way, you just extend a little bit. If we want to clean our house, we take all our garbage and we put it on the road. And let them pick it up and take it to some trash dump. So we feel our house clean. But Prithvi Mata, what do you think she feels? Well, you just move the dirt from one area to the other area. My world's not clean yet. So Prithvi Mata wants us to do what? Consume less. Make less of a mess. Then only you're clean. You see? So if you expand your view of the whole, then you will live differently. And the parent wants the child to understand, when I say clean the house, I mean the house inside, outside, the way you live, the way you keep your things. You should keep it very less so you can keep the place clean, not stuff it in the corner. So for the mom to teach the child that thing is a big deal. Your mom wants a child, identify with the whole house now. Don't I just identify with your room. Correct or not? And so the rishis identify with the world now. Don't just identify with your little property. Like that. Some people, you just have to think. Some people feel, I struggle in life. I have my mandir, I have my job, I have my family, I have my social responsibilities, and I have so many different responsibilities in life, and I have to try and keep them all in the air. I juggle in life. We hear it all the time. Then kids have lessons, too much things in the air. And finally, if I really want to my children to do really well in school, then I have to be behind them, so then my job has to go down. If I want to do well in my job, well then my children have to go down. And life is this complex balance like. That's Rajasic. On the other hand, if you see your life as a whole, what does that mean? That means to say, like a gardener, somebody who has a kitchen garden? Do they ever say, oh my gosh, now I have to pick the peppers. I can't spend too much time weeding over here. And if I go weed over here, so a few of these peppers will fall and get rotten. And I was supposed to seed over here. I didn't get to use the seed and whatever. And they have so many things to do in the garden, they feel overwhelmed. Do they think like that? No, because they know very well, this is a kitchen garden, and the purpose is to get the most to put on my plate. So if it's so that I lose a few peppers, well, I wasn't going to use them anyways. I wasn't going to make anything with that. Means they can see the whole thing and calculate, what is this meant to be used for? They catch the point. They catch the plot. They know the bottom line of having a kitchen garden is to pick and use. So if this little piece is overgrown, that's not a big deal. But if I get confused and I think having a kitchen garden is to take pictures with it, so it should never be weeded, and then I start to feel overwhelmed now. Like that. So You have to catch the plot of your life. What is the point? Why are you living? And see all things in view of that. Children, and it goes on and on. You can keep analyzing. Right? This vision was nicely, in our Ramayana, you got to see somebody with Rajasic vision and somebody, Bhagavan, with Sattvic vision collide. What happens when a really Rajasic person who sees different and trying to get ahead in life meets somebody who sees a Sattvic vision? What happens when the two of them? Kaikeyi Mata starts, she didn't have this before, but because she's listening to the mantra, she starts thinking in her mind now, Rama is not my son. Bharat is my son. Rama's Kausalya's. Before they're both my children. Oneness. Now she sees division. Mine and yours. Then she started, when he becomes king, because he's not my son, I'll be second in line as queen. I won't be like Kausalya Mata. So she went from Sattvic vision to Rajasic vision. Then what is her next action? Send Ram away and put Bharat. Correct or not? Now Ram, who has oneness in his mind, he at no point when she did that did she say, well, you're no longer my mother. He called her Janani, as though you're just as much my birth mother before you did this and after. He didn't give up his oneness. So the two of them collide. And Bharat also, at no point did he succumb to this division. If the two brothers had started to think Rajasic like Kausalya Mata, a whole kingdom would have split, Because Ram just had to say, Bharat, I love you, but I don't like your mother. I don't like what she did. I don't think this is right. So the Sattvic one kept the vision that we are all still one family, even though you think we're not one family. And if you want to send me away, I'll go away also. And Bharat kept in his mind, we are all still one family, even though my mother is thinking we're like separate family. And I will serve until my brother comes back. Because they kept that vision, although the people underneath were trying to separate, Ayodhya got held together. And finally the Rajasic one tripped over themselves, realized their folly, and now she feels shame. And she went back to Ram. And Ram said, well, I didn't stop thinking you as one with me. You got to see, how will it play out if you meet somebody who wants to create division and then you keep your Sattvic vision? We saw it play out. Like that. Then there's something called Tamasic. Tamasic vision is there. What is that? Yatu kritsnavade kasmin karye saktam maitukam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Atatvarthavat talpam cha tattamasam
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. But that knowledge that vision, that understanding by which somebody becomes attached. Oh, I need this thing will give me happiness. If it goes, I will go. Like that kind of saktam. In what? They become attached to what? Ekasmin karye kritsnavat. In one thing of this world, thinking it's the whole world. You just have to imagine a boy who sees his first girl, and when that girl looks at him, some boy said, oh, well, that's it for me. That's the whole world right there. And then she said, no, I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at your friend. Well, oh boy, that's it. It's over now. I want to hide my face and never go back to school. The world is over. Like that kind of attitude. Right? Somebody who takes one thing in the world to be the whole world. Right? Ahaitukam. And it's illogical. It don't make any sense why they're thinking like that. Atatvarthavat. Also, there's no truth in it. Right? So when a person becomes irrationally attached to a little thing in this world, thinking it is the whole world and I cannot live without it, that is tamasic. Now, that is the lowest type. That brings sorrow to everybody's life. That thing only creates more and more confusion. In English language, they have nice words for that. It's called fanaticism. Why should I listen to you? Because I said so, and I the boss. But you don't make any sense. It doesn't matter. You know who I am? So that person has attachment to being respected. Like that is the big. Like if he ever gets or she ever gets respected, well, that's the end of the world. Like, it happens, or it doesn't happen. It happens. Or the person is so attached to their beauty that if ever anybody sees me without my makeup, well, I want to die. What will they think of me? Like that kind of thing. Or money. If you have money, everything will be all right. And if you lose money, you lose everything in this world. Like people have that kind of idea. They don't know. See, we were just seeing this earlier. Can money buy hunger? Hunger. No. And if you have indigestion, money can buy food, but it can't buy. Can money buy nice, loyal friends? If it can, they're not loyal friends. Can money buy good sleep? No. Can money make a really tranquil, peaceful, loving place? No. No matter how much money you throw, you won't get a tranquil, peaceful love. So money can buy things, but money can also not buy certain things. So if you lose money, you don't lose those other things which it can't buy. You still have your hunger. You can still enjoy food. You can still sleep at night. You can still have friends. You can still have a nice, serene place. You never can lose that. But these people don't know that. They feel when you lose money, you lose everything. And if suppose your business goes down, you're still there now, the person who built it. You can build another one. What is there? Like that. And for children, if I don't pass all my subjects with ones, I'm going to go to Kaichur Falls and jump off the edge. It happens or not? It happens. It happens. No, yeah, send it. Please send it to... click it and let it go. Yeah. Click it. Direct. Yes. Like that. Like that. If Brazil loses the soccer match, big men fall on the ground and cry, and you've seen it happen? Like that's it, the world is finished, the world, my team lost. That type of thing. That is called tamasic. So the message is what that we studied today. According to the way I view the world, according to that will be my response to the world. And if you pay no attention to it, you will already have a vision, and that vision will be what everybody else has, tamasic or rajasic. What we have to seek to do is to view life as a whole and live a whole life. Make all things fit together in one goal or purpose, like that, right? And at another time, in another place, we can reflect on, we should all reflect, what is that one thing I've come here for? And how can all things be integrated into that, like that, right? Okay, so thank you so much everyone for listening so attentively. I hope you have enjoyed and learned something from this Bhagavad Gita. And tomorrow, Bhagavan will take, that was just vision. Then he'll talk about action, sattvic action, rajasic action, and then he'll talk about karta. So many things. But that will be happening in West Coast. Tomorrow we will be at East Meeten Meer Zorg, 7 p.m. Satsang will be there. But it will be available online if you want to follow on Facebook and later on YouTube. Now a few little announcements. 97. Tonight was the 97th satsang on Bhagavad Gita, and the 108th, the final night, will be a big grand event in an open cricket ground. We're getting a tent, and we're having food for everybody, and there's going to be gifts for all the families that come, and we're doing it for you, for the public. You're all invited, warmly invited to come where? In town, so it's a bit of a drive, but you go to town all the time. In town on Saturday, May 3rd, the holiday weekend, at 5 p.m. at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground in town. We have our final program. Swamiji will be doing the last lecture, and you all please come and be part of this final historic night. So you're all warmly invited. Chinmay Mission has what is called a Vedanta course. A Vedanta course is a 2-year intensive study of the scriptures. It is meant for someone who wants to go through the scriptures systematically in the Sanskrit medium, in the Gurukul style, as it was originally meant to be taught, and learn all the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Upanishads, and all about Sanatana Dharma also, puja and mantra chanting and Vedic chanting and meditation. And only those who finish that course can take to a life of brahmacharya or sannyas and do this type of teaching work in Chinmay Mission, right? So that is called the Vedanta course, and it used to be that you had to go to India for it. But now, in October, the 3rd course in Trinidad will be taking place. And if you know anybody who's interested in that type of thing, please let them know. They have to be 30 and under, unmarried, and have some university degree. Then they're allowed to go to that course, and everything is sponsored in that course. So they go and they get to stay under scholarship to study. So if you're interested, or you know anybody, please spread the word. It'll be wonderful. Let's see, our Brahmacharya took that course. We were in the same batch with him. We took that course, and it's life-changing. You speak to him. So transformational it is. Online classes are there in Chinmay Mission. You just check out the information that is there on Facebook. We are offering now in Chinmay Mission a 6-month Pandit course. How to do puja and chant all the mantras properly. And those classes are online. So if you are between 15 and 30 and you want to learn to chant all the mantras, all the shlokas, puja shlokas and all of that properly, you can join that course. And we only have one in-person component. Once for 1 week we'll be doing the practical. May 4th, the day after the final night, is Dosa Day. Dosa Day. Dosa is a crispy, like a pancake, but made of dal and rice. Urad dal. Urad dal and rice. So it is healthy and it is delicious. So delicious and nutritious. And in India, on any given day, millions upon millions upon millions of dosa are made. Forget India, in Canada, in US, in Europe, this thing has taken the world by storm because it is so tasty. Everybody in the world loves to eat that. It's called dosa. So Swamiji himself will be making dosa, and you can come. It is a fundraiser. You can get paneer dosa, you can get aloo dosa, you can get pizza dosa, something new and different. So come and check it out, and come try dosa at the ashram. It is on Sunday, May 4th, again that's holiday weekend, at 11 to 2 p.m. You can put in your order, so you don't have to wait in line. You just come and lick down 2 dosa and bring 2 back to Mahaika. Right? Right. Our Brahmachari Dvijotji will be having classes here every Friday at 7 p.m. Every Friday at 7. Oh, sorry, Handsome Tree. At Handsome Tree Mandir, every Friday at 7 p.m. So you please spread the word. It is such a wonderful opportunity to learn from our Brahmachariji, and don't miss out on that. Let everyone come out and listen to classes Friday 7 p.m. It will begin after this 108 nights is over, sometime in May, I believe, right? Right. So those are the announcements. Thank you very much for getting together, hosting this satsang, coming out, making it happen. If it wasn't for Quiet Sevaks, I don't know your name, but if it wasn't for you in the background, we wouldn't be able to do this. So our sincere pranams. Thank you very much for hosting satsang. And now it would be wonderful if we could hear our Acharya ji speak a little bit. I don't know if everybody has met you yet, so I pass it back to the MC, but it would be wonderful if we could hear from him.
Thank you, Devji. Now we'll have Acharya Bankim Gasai.
Hari Om, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Acharya Ji, Dev, Brahmacharini, respected brothers and sisters. I just need to say that I feel very happy and privileged to be here tonight, just for a few minutes, because I'm a little bit also busy like these wonderful people. I have been associated with the Chinmaya mission for 35 years now. In the 90s, I met all these wonderful Swamis in London. And since then, in my own little way, I decided that Chinmaya mission is the home of Vedanta. Now, we are so lucky in Guyana. This mission is reaching out to everybody. You coming to do classes in Handsome Tree, that's my birthplace.
No, it's our Brahmachari. Brahmachari Dujochi.
Yes. Yes, same place.
Yeah.
So this is something that I would ask you people with my hands clasped like this. Take on board this opportunity to come to any Chinmaya mission classes or functions or satsang. Swami Prakash Ananda and myself, we go back for many years, you know. We are very good friends, and I thought he was going to be here tonight. But no, I'm not disappointed I was here. I see you both for the first time. So look at what this one individual has done for the world. I say the world. In Trinidad. Single-handedly. I knew when he started. I know what he did. I saw the sacrifices. I was there in a tiny little room with him. And he made a tremendous impact on the entire Western world as far as education is concerned in Hinduism. Now he wants to extend this. The mission wants to extend this to this beautiful land of Guyana. Now all I can say and beg you people, beg, I'm not asking anymore, I finish with that. We must put our hands together and implore that you come along, bring our youths to the mission wherever they are having functions. You heard about Dosa Day. You heard about the 3rd of May. You must attend. It is not far. Gandhi Youth Organization, this is in Thomas Land, right? Thomas Land. Please go, my dear brothers and sisters. Support a number of, 10 more lectures you have. Please attend these meetings. Share it with your friends. Check them out online. I am very much a supporter of Chinmaya Mission. I have many friends. When we were in London together with Swami Swarupananda and Swami Tejomayananda ji, I used to do music for them at the programs. And let me tell you something. Associating with these people, with the Swamis in particular, this has inspired me to continue to stand very firmly in our religion and to support our religion. You learn, you become inspired, and then when we have something that is good, what do we do with it? We keep it. We share it. And this is what this mission is doing. I need to say that Mahalakshmi Vidya Bhavan is also associated with the Chinmaya Mission. This is an organization that we are all running in London, and we have had the support of the mission and vice versa. And you know, I always pray that one day, it was my prayer one day, that what happened in Trinidad will overspill here, and that all you lovely people will benefit from this knowledge the mission is eagerly and willing to pass on. So thank you all for coming here and supporting these wonderful people. These are sacrifices they are making for our land, for our people, for you, for me. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Lovely to meet you, and you also. Jai Shri Ram, Hari Om.
We'll have Aarti and then any final announcements. Is it okay? Please stand for Aarti. जय भगवद गीते मय जय भगवद गीते हरिः कमल विहारिणि हरिः कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपुनीते ओम जय भगवद गीते कर्म सुमर्म प्रकाशि शक्ति हरा
मया कामासक्ति हरा
तत्त्वज्ञान विकाशिनी
तत्त्वज्ञान विकाशिनी
विद्या ब्रह्म परा
ॐ जय भगवद गीते
निश्चल भक्ति विदायिनी निर्मल मलहारी
मया निर्मल मलहारी
शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी
शरण रहस्य प्रदायिनी
सब विधि सुखकारी
ॐ जय भगवद गीते
राग द्वेष विदारिणी कारिणी मोद सदा
मया कारिणी मोद सदा
भव भयहारिणी तारिणी
भवभयहारिणी तारिणी
परमानंद प्रदा
ॐ जय भगवद गीते
आसुर भाव विनाशिनी नाशिनी तमरजनी
मया नाशिनी तमरजनी
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी
दैवी सद्गुणदायिनी
हरिरसिका सजनी
ॐ जय भगवद गीते
समता त्याग सिखावनी हरिमुख की वाणी
मया हरिमुख की वाणी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी
सकल शास्त्र की स्वामिनी
श्रुतियों की रानी
ॐ जय भगवद गीते
दया सुधा बरसावनी मातु कृपा की जय
मया मातु कृपा की जय
हरिपद प्रेम दान कर
हरिपद प्रेम दान कर
अपनो कर ले जय
ॐ जय भगवद गीते जय भगवद गीते मया जय भगवद गीते हरिः कमल विहारिणि हरिः कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपुनी
Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudadvaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksham, Mangalayatano Harihi, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki, Har Har Nama Parvati Pataye, Har Har Mahadev. Om Tat Sat.